I happened to have the email of Lewis Hamilton. The first thing I did once I got this idea was I sent an email to Lewis and just said, I want to make a film in this world. I want it to be the most authentic racing film ever. Would you be interested in helping me do that?
The #1 driver, 7-time world champion, is Lewis Hamilton. You had to have Lewis Hamilton involved in this.
Joe and Jerry asked me to come on board, and I jumped at the opportunity.
And that kind of started this whole journey.
I remember getting the script for the first time and then sitting down with Joe and Jerry and just talking about how important the authenticity is.
Lewis Hamilton, he lives and breathes that world every single day, and the authenticity of it, that's something that was important to me, and it was very important to him as well.
Lewis was the perfect guardrails we have to tell this story to keep it legit.
From his point of view, there's never been a film that got it exactly right, either in terms of the speed or the reality of the world.
When you look at a lot of the other Formula 1 or racing movies, the speed part and also the racing part has been really hard to capture. Being able to film at real races, it's like unheard of. And the technology that Joe used when he did Maverick, he's able to bring that technology into this, but also develop it and take it to another level.
What's crazy is you don't see the camera on the other car.
It's small. I mean, it's about this size.
With these cameras and with this amazing crew, what Joe's able to do is capture real-life, real-time speed. It's so much more advanced than what you're watching when you're watching a race during the weekend. The footage really is so much more raw, and you really feel like you're in the car.
Lewis, he's been in every step of the process from, creating the story, writing the script, what gear you should be in going into, turn 6 in Silverstone.
He'll be like, no, that's turn 6, you need to be in 5th gear, that's 4th. Put it in 5th, and he knows by sound.
He's been an incredible resource every step along the way to get it right.
And that led us to a place where we finally got our actors. He put together this eclectic group that had to actually become pit crew in training and figuring out how to change tires and about the engines and travel with us to these different races.
I really wanted to make sure the cast was diverse. The aerodynamicist, for example, she also works in strategy, and one of the mechanics that's in the pit stop is a woman. I want people that are watching to be like, oh, there's a place for me there.
When we were interviewing people that worked on Formula 1 teams, we met some female engineers that worked on the cars, and they were inspiring to me. The whole notion of Kate riding her bike to work so she could feel the wind in her hair and better understand the job she's doing on the car was inspired by a real engineer that we met at Mercedes.
I did work a lot with Bernie Collins, who is an Irish lady who did have my job. So it was amazing to play that on screen.
When people are watching the races, you turn on and you see a car going around, but there are so many stories within the sport.
It's like watching an entire lifetime of great highs and gut-wrenching losses. There's more going on than just the sport itself.
I never in a million years thought I'd get to work with Brad Pitt. He's done an amazing job. He really, really brings a huge amount to the character of Sonny. He's got an underlying ability, actually, to really drive. Now you're going to come and see a great like Brad demonstrating what it's like to be a racing driver.
These Formula 1 drivers, they're real athletes. People don't realize, and it's something that Lewis really wanted me to put in the film, the forces on their body, the heart rate, the cardio of resisting 5 or 6 Gs, corner after corner, hour after hour, it's much, much more difficult than you could realize.
When you first experience downforce, like even in this, it's shocking.
The mental challenges that we go through as racing drivers, the speed in which you're taking information in, also the effect of the body, how strong the brakes are, the G-forces, and that's what you get to see in the film. It is the most authentic racing movie that's ever been made. What I love is you feel the speed, that drama is right there. There's a real grit and fight within these two drivers. Finally, people get to feel what it's like to be a racing driver.
When it's all said and done, I hope audiences get at least a fraction of what Lewis is experiencing when he's in a Grand Prix.
The expertise that he's brought to this thing and keeping us honest, this movie could not have been made without Sir Lewis Hamilton.